Okay, in HTML5 we have a number of features. So the most important features is doc type and figure element, no more types for skips and links, local storage, email input header, photos, and canvas. So actually already we discussed about new doc type. Okay, new feature in HTML5. Okay, doc type declaration refers to a DTD. Okay, DTD stands for doc type declaration because HTML 4.01 was based on HTML standard generalized markup language, and the DTD specifies the rules for the markup language so that the browser render the content correctly. HTML5 is not based on HTML and therefore does not require a reference to a DTD. So directly we can define doc type HTML. Okay, the browser will understand the document type and render the content correctly. And up to HTML 4.01 version, so we have to define the HTML documents, get doc type HTML tag like this, so that browser can render the document correctly in the browser. And the next feature is figure element. Okay, figure element. So figure element, unfortunately, it's not any easy to semantic way to associate the caption and wrapped in a paragraph tag. So with the image element itself, HTML5 rectifies this with the introduction of the figure element. So when combined with the figure caption element, we can now semantically associate captions with their image counterparts. So syntax for this figure element: figure tag and image source attribute to define the path for image. Okay, image path. Height and width and alt attribute. Okay, so and after this image tag, use fig caption tag. So we can define the captions for the image. Okay, like captions are description for the image. This is an image description. Okay, so we can now semantically associate captions with their image counterparts. So we can display this caption or description in the bottom of the image or in the top of the image. So cut this part and paste here. So like this we can arrange the description for the image. And next feature is no more types for scripts and links. Third feature is no more types for scripts and links. So possibly uh, we have to add types for scripts tags and link tags. Okay, for css files and javascript files. Okay, we have to do from up to 4.0 version we have to define the script types for css files and .js files. Okay, in older versions like up to 4.0 version, up to 4.0 one version, so we have to define type attribute to our link and script tags. Okay, like this. So while you are using css files or javascript files, uh, we have to use like this: link href. Here we have to define .css file path. Okay, and a type attribute text css and rel attribute relation attribute style sheet. Okay, up to 4.0 version while using css files we have to define like this. And for javascript files use script tag and source attribute. Here we have to provide .js files path. Okay, and type attribute. For script tags we have to use type text javascript, the type javascript. Okay, so this is the way to call .js files in 4.0 version, but in HTML5 version directly we can call .cs files and .js files without using type attribute. So copy these two. So now we can remove this type attribute. No need to define type attribute. Okay, so like this we can define .cs files and .js files. So for example, so we can create one .css file, mystyles.css. Okay, just I'm writing some one class, my class. So this class for div tag, this class contains div background color, okay, text color, div height and width. Background color, we can define background color. This is the background color for div. And text color, triple F is the white color, and div height 200 pixels and width also 200 pixels. Okay, this class contains 4 properties. These properties are background color, text color and height width. So we can apply this class to the HTML element. Okay, just we can use this. So create one div tag. This is my sample div tag content. Okay, so now we have to use .css file in our sample.html form. So this file mystyles.css file contains my class. So this class we have to apply class to the div, so that we have to link up these two files, html file and .css file. To link these two files, use link tag and href attribute my styles dot css file. Okay, and type attribute text css and relation attribute style sheet. Okay, so like this we have to define. Okay, we have to call the css files like this in html form. So use class attribute to use the class name which is defined in mystyles.css file. Okay, this is the class name. So we can use this class name to apply these properties to the div tag. Okay, so now we can run this example. Sample form. You can see this is my sample div content. Get div height 200 pixel, width 200 pixel, and div background color and text color is white color. So this class is applied. This class is located in mystyles.css file. Okay, so like this we have to call the css file in html forms. So but in html file no need to call type attribute. Okay, even you can use type attribute, otherwise you can remove this one. Okay, same result will be there. Refresh this example. Okay, div background color, text color and height a bit. So no need to call type attribute. So like this we can create one .js file, myscripts.js. Okay, so I want to create one function here. My function is the class name. So when you we can take one button. Okay, one button in our html form. So when you click on this button, it will execute javascript function and display some alert message. Type button and value equal to say hi. On click is the event to execute javascript function. My function is the javascript function name. Okay, and close the button. So we have to implement this function in our myscripts.js file. Okay, when you click on the button, this function is executed and display some alert box. This alert box, hi, hello, welcome. Okay, this alert box will be displayed when you click on the button. So we have to link these two files also. In header section, use script type and source attribute my scripts.js, type attribute text javascript, and we can close this tag. Okay, so Up to 4.0 version, must and should we have to use type attribute. Okay, but in HTML5 also we can use type attribute, but no need to use type attribute. So run this example. Okay, here one button is there. When you click on this button, okay, alert box is displaying hi, hello, welcome. Okay, if you remove this type attribute, the same result will be displayed. Okay, so this is one feature in HTML5. And next feature is fourth one, no quote or not to quote. No quote or not to quote. So in HTML5, you don't have to wrap your attributes in quotation marks if you don't want to. Okay, you don't have to close your elements. And with that said, there's nothing wrong with doing so. So it makes you feel more comfortable. Like for example, you want to create one text box. Type equal to text placeholder, enter your name. Okay, so like this we are creating text boxes in our HTML form. So actually in HTML5, no need to define these quotes, okay, double quotes or single quotes. So directly you can write type equal to text, so without double quote or single quote. Okay, like this you can define text box. Okay, it makes you feel more comfortable to creating HTML elements. So copy this one. So now run this example. Okay, so here text box. So text box is displaying in the browser. Okay, enter your name. So like this you can enter the text in text boxes. So no need to define single quotes or double quotes. Next, fifth one, content editable. So this is one also new feature, and so this latest browsers support this feature. So you can edit the content in the browser in runtime. Okay, so it will enable the element edit the content in browser. So that can be applied to elements. So as the name implies, this allows the users to edit any of the text contained within the element, including its children. For example, we can take one paragraph. Okay, this paragraph contains some content to display in the browser. Okay, for example, you want to edit the content in the browser. Okay, in runtime you want to edit. So directly you can use one attribute, that is content editable equal to true. If you define this attribute, okay, you can edit the content in the browser. So already we have div tag, so we can use content editable attribute true. So first of all, remove this one, okay, and run this example. Okay, this is the our content. Okay, this is my sample div tag. So you cannot edit the content, so this content is displaying without any editable option. So if you define this one, content editable equal to true, and refresh this example, now you can edit the content. Okay, right, you can see this is also nothing but text box. You can edit the content. So this is also one new feature. Next, email inputs. Email inputs, text boxes. If you define text box type equal to email, so those text boxes allows only email formats. Okay, in HTML5 new type text box is available. Okay, new type of email to form inputs. We can apply a type attribute of email to form inputs. Get the form inputs. So we can instruct the browser to only allow the strings that conform to a valid email address. We can instruct the browser to only allow strings that conform to a valid email address. Okay, so syntax for this, so text boxes accept only email formats if you define type equal to email. Okay, this feature is not available in HTML 4.0.1 version. Okay, but in HTML5 new type is available, that is email, and also password also. Placeholder is common. Okay, like username. So here we can take one text box, input type equal to email and placeholder equal to username. Okay, so we can take form tag. So these form tags are used to submit the form into the server. Okay, form tag, action method. Action method nothing but post and get. Okay, if you give the action method post, we can submit the data into the server. If we use action equal to get, we can read the data from the database. Action method equal to post or get we can use. Here we can take one button, type equal to button and value equal to save. Submit we can use. So now we can run this example. So without enter any value in this text box, okay, when you click on save button, it will ask please enter email format in the text box. Okay, so here user text box is there. So click on form action method get button type submit. Name equal to email. And one more attribute required. So now run this example. Click on this button. Okay, you can see here. Please fill out this field. Okay, so like this it will show the message. Without enter data, this form is not submitted to the database. So enter some text here. You can see please include an @ in the email address. Okay, @ is missing. This text box accepts only strings that conform to a valid email address. Please we have to include @ and domain names like this, so that now it will submit the data into the server. Okay, here it is. So this parameter sent to the database email. So these text boxes accept only strings that contains valid email address. And seventh one, local storage. So local storage, nothing but web storage. So up to HTML 4.0 version, we can store the data in the browser using cookies. Okay, so there is no security to store the data in the cookies. So in HTML5 we have the new feature, that is web storage. We can store the data in the browser only, in the client side, and lot of security than cookies for this web storage. So we can make advanced browsers remember what we type even after the browser is closed or it is refreshed. Okay, local storage set uh, variables to store the data. Okay, in that variable contains our data. If you refresh the page, the data is there in that variables. So even when you close the browser or reopen the page, the data will be there unless you clear the cookies. Okay, it remembers all fields in local storage. Okay, the data is stored in the web storage till uh, when you clear the browser history. So two options is there: local storage and session storage. Okay, two features available in web storage in HTML. So this is for no time limit. Okay, no time limit. So always it is available to access the data, and this is um, time limit. Okay, session data stored in the variable up to 20 minutes only. Okay, after 20 minutes data will be destroyed. So local storage, we can use local storage like this: local storage dot set item is the method. So this is the variable, my text is the variable, and comma, this is the data. Hi, this is new variable. Okay, this content will be available in this variable in the browser. Okay, local storage object create the variable as my text and store the data. Okay, this data into that variable. Okay, this data will be available anytime. Okay, till you clear the browser history. After you clear the browser history, the data will be destroyed from local storage. Okay, there is no time limit. Anytime it will be available to access the data. But session storage, to access the local storage values, local storage dot get item. So we can use this variable where result is the variable. So the data will be available now in result variable. Okay, we can get the data from the variable using getItem method. We can set the data into this variable using setItem method. And the session storage also same. Session storage dot setItem, variable like name is the variable, comma. Okay, this name will be available in name variable. Okay, up to 20 minutes only, and after that the data will be destroyed. To read the data from this storage, okay, session storage, use getItem method. Okay, these are the most important feature in HTML5. So all latest browsers are supporting this web storage to store the data in the client side. Okay, so in up to older versions have HTML 4.0 version, so we can store the data in the browser using cookies only. Okay, so there is no security for cookies to store the data in the client side, so that's why they implemented web storage to store the data in the client side, so that so web storage has much security than cookies. No one cannot access the data from web storage. So here, so take one button and value equal to save data in local, and close this button. Okay, and here you can take one more text box, type equal to text. So we can create script tag. Compulsory we have to implement JavaScript function to store the data in the local storage using this web method feature in HTML5. Function, my function, this is the function name, my func is the function name. If if is null, if type of storage not equal to undefined, else it will display some alert box. Your browser does not support web storage. Okay, so if browser supports web storage, it will create local storage variable. The variable is emp name is the variable name. Okay, so Naveen is the emp name, so this name will be available in emp name variable. So if you want to access this variable, this name, and you want to display that name in paragraph, id equal to p1, so where emp txt name equal to document dot get element by id dot txt emp name dot value. So this is the id for text box. Okay, so when you click on enter the text in text box. Okay, and after that you can click on save button. So this text will be stored in emp name variable, txt name, using this variable. The name will be stored in the text box name will be name stored in txt name variable and assigned into emp name variable. This is the variable in local storage. Okay, the name will be available in this variable, and you can access the name from local variable dot inner html equal to local storage dot get item emp name. Okay, the name will be displayed in paragraph. So when you click on this button, my function. So when you click on this button, this function is executed. Okay, so here this statement check the browser that supports web storage or not. If the browser supports web storage, it will goes to this part, otherwise it will display this alert message. Okay, your browser does not support web storage. And here this statement get the value, okay, which is entered in text box and assign into this variable. So we are assigning this variable into local storage variable. So data is stored in this variable. So we can read the data from local storage using this statement. Okay, this is the statement to display data in paragraph. So Naveen is the name, employee name. So some error is there. Document get element is not a function. Get element by ID. Okay, so refresh this. Okay, so in paragraph the name will displaying here. Okay, so you can close this form and I can run this example and click on save data variable. So actually, so this function is, this statement is written in inside the function, so that's why. Okay, so data is stored in variable and displayed in paragraph. So close this one and I can run this example. You can see, so Prasad name is displaying in paragraph because this variable is stored in web storage, local storage, right? So that's why this statement displaying text in paragraph. and session storage also same. Okay, like this we have to do. Instead of local storage we can use session storage. And canvas and svg elements is there. These elements are used to design graphics on the web page. Okay, canvas tag and svg tag is used to draw graphics on the web page. It shows four elements: a rectangle, so it shows four elements: a red rectangle, a gradient rectangle, a multicolor rectangle, and a multicolor text. So we have to use JavaScript to implement these graphics. So just after in JavaScript I will explain this two elements. Okay, canvas tag and svg tag. Using video tag in HTML we can play the videos like this. And audio also same, audio control. So audio tag and controls, source tag. So source tag we have to provide mp3 file path and type equal to audio mpeg, and we have to define ogg also. So run this example. Okay, so it will play the audio. This is for audio, this is for video. Next, embed tag also to play the videos. Okay, embed tag, and it will display the like graphics. Okay, so we have to enable the flash player, okay, to play this one. So canvas also same, canvas and svg. So we have to write some logic in JavaScript to create the graphics. Okay, so run this example. Click on this button. Okay, same image is draw in the another image tag. Okay, this is the image and this is canvas tag. So when you click on this button, try it button, same image will be displayed in canvas tag. Okay, so this canvas tag convert the image into stream, okay, and draw the image in the canvas tag. So in online number of assignments available on canvas. Okay, using canvas tag and svg tag we can design number of graphics like